Hello, welcome to In Defense, the traditional martial arts. Going old school with this video, recording it directly onto my phone. So if the sound's a bit dodgy, that's why. If you haven't been on my channel before, that's me with a dodgy ponytail and skeletal rash guard on. As I mentioned in my weekly weight loss video, I've got my missus down for the week. It's half term, and I kind of feel like me being at work is normal. If I was to spend hours recording and editing videos, it'd be a bit of a piss take, really, wouldn't it? So I wanted to upload something. I thought, why not show some footage from a recent UK Fire Gym Project meetup. In particular, there's two sparring sessions I want to share with you, and I need to give a bit of background. The guy that I will be sparring in those 2 rounds is a guy I had a bit of a run-in online with, and I have to admit it was my fault. It came just after I'd had that challenge from a Wing Chun teacher who accepted my challenge, then he turned me down, and he accepted it again, then he turned me down again. And then this guy, Liam, got in touch with me, and I presumed he was doing so in defence of this Wing Chun teacher. I've since found out that's not the case. He came along, you can see him in the background in a grey t-shirt sparring at the moment, and we had a session. I thought it'd be quite interesting with recent things that I've said about Wing Chun, in particular that guy who reckoned he couldn't spar because of his gloves. So I thought, yeah, let's get to it. Right, you'll have to focus in. That's Steve in front of the camera. He's going to get out of the way in a second. But yeah, we're in the background. It's just how it is. Bear with us. So that's me and Liam. Recently, I met a Wing Chun guy. I said that I felt like the weakness of Wing Chun was I could close in or I could keep at distance, and Wing Chun doesn't really know how to deal with those two distances. But here we got Liam punch me all over the place. I get quite a good shot there, and but I received quite a few punches. At this point, I close in again. I'm getting hit by Liam quite successfully. And what I realised, not trying to make excuses up for myself, but what I realised was it's easy to get into the clinch, but we're on a hardwood floor. There's no matted walls. I kind of, once I got into the clinch, it's like, well, what do I do from here? So I feel like I start to decide to just keep distance, but Liam has other ideas about that. And yeah, I eat some more shots. That was Steve about to walk in front of the camera and realise it was there. Thanks, Steve. So, yeah, I timed around 2 minutes because a lot of us had never met each other before. I thought 2 minutes would be good because first meet up we were doing like sort of 5, 7, 10 minute rounds. No one was paying attention. I should have done it 3 minutes because we've never met each other before. We were all a bit hesitant. There wasn't much kind of hitting going on. I think if we'd have felt each other out a bit, got a bit more comfortable, we'd have enjoyed, got more out of 3 minute rounds. 2 minutes is all it was. So here you see I'm clinching up again, I'm getting hit, and that's the end of the round. As I say, we were just starting to exchange some more blows, but 2 minute rounds, yeah, definitely not enough. 3 minutes next time, I think. Right, off to the second round we had a bit later on. So as I say, I realised that I couldn't really go for the takedowns or really, force Liam around the room because it's not that kind of room to be shoving people into walls. So I realised I've got to keep my distance here. And a nice sort of push kick away as he was getting closer. I'm trying to lull him into charging in, but I want to keep my distance. That's what's going on here. Liam is, I think, very aware of what I'm doing, showing off my love handles there. Anything to distract, I guess. Now, this is a lot more boring around because I'm just kind of plinking away at distance. But as I say, I'm trying to bait Liam into coming in. There we go. I frame, I try to punch, and I don't land the punch. As you see, my guard is low. I'm trying to bait him in. I'm waiting for him to come in. I'm trying to keep it at distance. This is standard behaviour from me, trying to invite punches in by leaning forwards. I'm not a threat. So I realise he's not going to fall for it, so I need to ping some shots out. Again, just at distance now, and I'm quite safe from this range. I'm flicking out kicks, trying to get reactions. So I know that I can flinch a kick and get a punch, or flinch a punch and get a kick. We're both keeping it at range at the moment, but I know that sooner or later, Liam is a Wing Chun guy, so he's going to want to rush in. As you can see, again, it takes time to build up trust, and I don't want to really ping kicks. And that is the best move I had of this round. Pretty much the only exciting thing that happened, and you're about to see the round come to an end. Yeah, here we go. So as I say, that whole round, basically, I was just trying to get him to rush in. So if we have another look at that in slow motion, I knew that him being a Wing Chun guy, he wants to rush in on me. So I knew he would cave in before I did, and I was waiting for it. So as he's come in, I've pushed him away and just hit him again. Let's just have another look. I knew we'd rush in like this. I ping him away and I give him a little dig. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to make out that I got the better of Liam. I clearly didn't. I don't think he got the better of me either. I mean, that's not what sparring's about anyway. If you feel like you're going sparring and it's about getting the better of that person, just go and have a fight. Don't worry about sparring. Sparring is the place to practice your skills. To even get close to having a sort of sparring match where one person can feel like they got the better of the other, it needs to either be like a competitive, like gym against gym kind of experience, or you need to be able to build a relationship up with the sparring partner. Me and Liam haven't got either of those things going on for us. I realise quite easily that, you know, I've shown my highlight that I think, and I think Liam could, you know, pick out his bits, focus on them, and make him look, you know, way better than me. I thought in fairness, I'd pick out what I thought Liam did really well. That my favourite part of the sparring session. I'm trying to use head movement to draw him in, which I do. I think I've got him, and he defends beautifully. So take a closer look. Head movement out of the way. I think I've got him, and it's very reminiscent of a kung fu movie. This is in slow motion, so we can see it really well. I'm so confident here. Ping it out, and he just pings it away. So there we have it. I thought it'd be nice to give you a bit of an idea of what goes on in my head while sparring. I thought it'd also be good to show a little bit more footage from that second UK Fire Gym Project meetup that was back in early February. And yeah, really, you know, I had a lot of sparring sessions that day, but none of it was serious. It was just kind of getting to know each other. I'm going to head to Chun Fest, which Liam organises. I think that's in June or July. I forget when, but I've got it booked off work. Definitely going. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As I say, I really needed to apologise to Liam for being a bit of a dick to him online. And it goes to show you should really try and find out the full story before you jump to conclusions. Yeah, normal service to be resumed next week. I'm going to show some more Tai Chi exercises, maybe explain the application behind them, and just start trying to get out content that you want to see. See you next week.